Hello everyone, this is Metroid Nerd number 9001, and this is Mega Man in Base. We're probably going to finish up Mega Man's playthrough in this video because there's not really that good of a stopping point in King's Castle. Might as well just go through the entire thing in one video. First things first, we have lots of bolts. Once again, I did a lot of grinding off screen. First thing we're going to get is this auto healer, just because it's nice to have in case you're going into a boss fight. And then we're going to get the defense increaser. And then last thing before we can go in is we gotta open up the last 3 gates. Got a lightning bolt here. I'd recommend staying in the middle so that, because if you can't go to the other side once you leave it if you accidentally move onto the wrong side of the bolt. However, a nice thing about this is that the bolts will stay and respawn if you leave and don't pick them up. Copy vision goes through walls. It's more useful as base because the base buster does not go through walls. And all the way down here we have our last one, which is the magic card. Once again showing you that it can shoot upwards and pass through walls. Once again, the passing through walls part of it is more useful when you're base, although it's less useful because base can also shoot in multiple directions. Anyway, I'll save this in file 2, just so the first one is a backup file. And anything else I want from the shop? I'll get a spike guard and some extra lives. That should be enough. And it's time. As you can see, the path is now opened, and it's time to enter King's Castle. The theme for King's Castle is pretty great. I like it a bit better on the Game Boy Advance version though. Some versions of these songs, most of them I like better on the Game Boy Advance version, just because I was more used to them, I guess. That part of the floor is fake, so don't go down there. I'm gonna go ahead and get this extra life, and then have to move all the way back around, so that's not that bad, it's just another ice wall. And I guess having the tellies here is pretty nice, because then it at least lets you infinitely refill all your stuff. And you have lots of weapons at your disposal for taking out these enemies, and they're all pretty useful. Maybe at some point I'll compile some kind of like doc together where I rate all of the weapons from all of the game. Let's go ahead. Screen nuke everything. What? Okay, I am on critical. I am on healing. That's good. It's always good to be able to have extra healing for being able to get through stuff. Now you're going to want to remote mine. And I failed at that. You're going to want to remote mine as it's kind of going through. And then once again, it's kind of hard to get a good position with the remote mine, but that's kind of the only way you're going to get through there without getting that badly damaged. These platforms are a lot tighter than usual. Remote mine's pretty good for taking those things out too, but there's a lot of ways, and yay, reappearing, disappearing block puzzles. They're not that bad though, at least not this one. Some of the ones that they make you do in later on are pretty ridiculous, and you can just kind of cheese when you're playing as base. Now base has to deal with all of that. I like the different designs of the different things that you do with the different characters. And I'm almost dead. But the super healing is coming in handy. Everything is coming in handy. That's really good. Everything is being useful, even the screen nukes. Mwahaha. And it's just kind of like a fun amalgamation of all the different concepts that you all know and love from all the different stages. Sniper drill can be kind of unreliable when you're dealing with bigger enemies. I'm just gonna go around you. This room is kind of annoying. But we're pretty close to the end of the stage now. This garbage will bring you down, but at least they teach you it before they try and bring you down into the spikes. Can I kill you first? There we go. And he dropped health. Actually, I lied. We're not close to the end. We still have this. We still have a lot more to go. I'm confusing this part of the stage with another part that's kind of near the end, where you're falling down through stuff. But we're not quite at the end of the stage. It's a moderately challenging stage, but it's really not that bad. Also, one thing I noticed while I was grinding for bolts, and I noticed before, but I forgot, is... So, you know that when you have something like the Ice Wall or the Copy Vision out, you can shoot regular Buster Shots. However, those Buster Shots are a lot weaker than regular Buster Shots. I think they're about half as powerful as the regular Buster Shots. But it's still really nice to be able to do that. Tough jump, but it's not too bad. Saying the Copy Vision's not that great of an upgrade, and yet I keep using it. I guess I should probably take that back. It's still a good upgrade. Because at least it throws you into situations where it's useful. And now we're at the end of the stage. Well, this is where I really should have saved my Copy Vision for this. This is where the energy saving is really going to come in handy. There we go. This is kind of an annoying boss if you don't know what you're doing, and if you don't know what's going to happen. Probably going to keep quiet during some of these boss fights because they can be kind of stressful, I guess. Gotta keep an eye on the health bar. Because if you're unprepared, this boss will kill you after it is dead. There we go. First try. Mwah. And I can't shoot. I guess there's no real need to. And now is when we get to the most infamous stage in this game. King Fortress 2, often derided as one of the worst Fortress stages in like the entire series, mostly because it's so long. And because the bosses are so frustrating and so tedious and you die so much. And I can most certainly see where they're coming from. I don't hate this stage per se. It's still kind of annoying, and I hated it the first time I played this game. Well, specifically the first time I played it as Mega Man because of the second boss, but once you get used to the second boss, it's not that bad. And I really should have turned on Super Recovery for that, but oh well. And that thing isn't coming back. Oh well. I really should have picked something better for that. I'm just being smart, aren't I? Oh, come on. You're just waiting for me, aren't you? I should have lightning bolted it. And it didn't even work. Wonderful. Those enemies can be kind of annoying. However, the sniper Joes aren't too bad. Oop. As you can see, I guess it's not exactly half as powerful, but you could probably tell that normally the Buster Shot kills those things in 2 hits, whereas this time, whereas with that enemy it took 3 shots to kill it. And this isn't good. I'm probably gonna die here. I'm gonna use a little trick about kind of using these these abilities to your advantage as much as physically possible. So you switch to Eddie, and you don't pick up what he throws at you immediately, because then you switch back to Super Recovery to get more from what he gives you, and then you switch back to using less weapon energy. So that it's the combination of both, you're getting more energy out of what he gives you, and you're using less energy from what he gives you. Now this is definitely a fight where you want to use as little weapon energy as possible, because it's time for the King Tank. I think that this boss theme does a pretty good job representing how a lot of people feel about these bosses. Because it kind of has that dragging feel to it, which is kind of like it's continuing and it's kind of intense, but a lot of the time it's just kind of spent like you thinking, oh, I have to fight this boss now. I kind of get a sense of dread from this boss, and I just missed. I'm a good shot, sure. Anyway, this boss is weak to the remote mine. There are 4 points in which you can attack it. However, you only need to destroy 3 of them. And it's really way better to try and attack those parts when they're not moving. Like right there. I think that hit it, but I'm not sure because I didn't see it flash. So it's very possible that did not hit. Now one interesting thing they had to accommodate for the screen crunch in the Game Boy Advance version is because of all the screen crunch, they had to make the camera scroll upwards so that you could see that it was using this attack. And you gotta make sure you don't let the remote mine scroll off screen, and come on, use it. There we go. There we go. Okay. And you can tell that you're dealing damage to it because the parts of it that you need to destroy will be destroyed. However, I would have much preferred it had a health bar, because health bars are pretty nice, but at least with this fight, it would be pretty hard to represent what's going on with the fight using a health bar. However, the second fight doesn't have much of an excuse for not having a health bar, other than the fact that it's not the final fight of the stage. Even though the second to last fight of this stage also doesn't have a health, also has a health bar. I don't know. It doesn't. There's a lot of things that don't make very much sense and are pretty annoying. But you just kind of gotta deal with it. And as you can see, there, I dealt damage to the wheels, which prevents it from using its charge attack if you destroy them. However, you do not need to destroy the wheels in order to beat it. You only need to destroy the gun, the back door, and the head bomb launcher thingies. And you're going to want to pay attention to all of these things because they're going to be important later, but I won't say why. Yes! We're almost through this thing. Should do it. They usually only take 3 or 4 remote mines if you time your shot well. Yes! I like that it does the little blink thing showing. It's not dead yet. Ah. Okay. Time to turn on Super Recovery because we are going to need it. I just skipped over the magic code, didn't I? One of these is fake, but I'm just gonna kind of deal with it. And we got lots of recovery. And we're gonna go and take this one out too, because you know how I mentioned the fact that the pickups respawn every time you die? Good reason, because you're gonna be getting, if you're not good at this next boss fight, you're going to be getting that thing a lot. And I mean a lot, because it is extremely easy to die during this next King, it's the King Plane, or like King Jet Robo, I think it's technically what it's called. But, anyway, it's really annoying fight if you don't know what you're doing. And I think this is the only required use of the wave burner to destroy these blocks to actually... No, wait. Right. It's the only time outside of the key stage that you use it. I'm gonna turn this on. Because this is the King Jet freaking Robo. Now this is gonna start where whenever I'm switching weapons during these boss fights, I'm going to be pausing the game. Because I don't have some of the things that you do when you change weapons to do things in this fight require you to would require reaction times faster than I can do reasonably. And from some of, so I pause the game so that I have enough time. Like here, use the lightning bolt to save yourself from death. And that is a trick that probably a lot of people don't know, but it is so useful. Because that one trick can save you from having to redo this entire fight. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not freaking out about the things that are completely blinding you from being able to see what platforms you're doing stuff on in this fight. And that's because when you've been fighting on these platforms for so long, you just kind of get used to the distance between the platforms that you just know how long to hold the button to be able to jump the right distance. Now, though, if you're not using the trick with the lightning bolt, then the fist attack can very much so screw you over and make it so that you cannot pass through without through the platforms. Because depending on how the platforms are set up, Mega Man can make a jump between two platforms that are far apart, or like if two of them split apart. However, that is relatively difficult to do and requires pretty good time. I'm just gonna switch to lightning bolt because I don't want to deal with this. This fight is the one that's really annoying at the fact that it doesn't have a health bar. It's hard to concentrate when you're trying to guide the remote mine into a place where you can easily hit it without also losing track of all the platforms you're on. Now, if this was the boss fight of the entire stage, this would be fine. But the problem that people have with this is the fact that this is only the second boss fight in this stage. There are 2 more boss fights that come after this. And like the first boss, or the boss of King Stage 1, if you can die after you've beaten this boss. Especially from that last jump, because the space just keeps expanding. If you're not fast enough, you can kind of screw yourself over from that. But this stage just keeps going. And this is kind of a tricky jump to kind of get, so... And that spike guard came in handy. I'm glad I got that. I'm going to turn super recovery back on. Okay. I think you need the... good thing they put those tellies there, because I think you need the ice wall to be able to traverse through a lot of parts of this area, actually. Then this one you need the spread drill to break through it. Now this, when you're playing as Mega Man, is kind of rough because you have to use the ice wall, but you have to place it near the edge of that platform because the ice wall needs to be going slow, because if it's going too fast, then you'll have too much horizontal momentum and you'll get knocked off by the platform above it. And this is just kind of a thing that's waiting to screw you over. Now, I will recommend filling up on Lightning Bolt. And, I'm gonna prioritize Wave Burner. And then for this part of the fight, I'm gonna turn on Defense, because I already know what's gonna happen. And text in Japanese. I don't know Japanese. Either way, it's King. It's time to fight King, except you can't fight King right now because he has a gigantic shield. So you just gotta fight X's. And even though, right, I pattern. Good thing I had the defense on. Because the pattern is down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. And you just gotta do this. You just gotta dodge his X's. I don't know why his attacks are X's. It's kind of weird. Another weird thing about King's mechanics is that he'll sometimes jump forward at you and then jump back, and that's why he does that weird jump thing before he does another cycle, is because if he jumped forward, then he'll use that jump to jump back to the back so that you have the full amount of time to be able to attack him. And here's Proto Man. He's doing a huge heroic type thing. I guess you could call it a sacrifice, even though he lives, and that's a pretty cool sprite of him when he's shooting that. He's like, yeah! And anyway, the shield is broken, and text is happening in story and plot and stuff and things. Either way, it's boss time. Switch back to your weapon ammo samer and just stay in the middle of the stage and spam lightning bolt. Now you stay in the middle of the stage because he'll keep kind of going back and forth between the two different sides of the stage, and when you're in the middle you have a much easier time reacting to how he moves, and he's just much more likely to not be in the middle after you use the attack. I always like to use the last attack with the Mega Buster just so you have a bit of extra usage time of the... a few extra uses of the Lightning Bolt. Yay, King is saving Proto Man. It makes sense, I guess. And, oh no, plot is happening. I don't know if it's exactly this line. I think it's this line. Yes, it's Dr. Wily, because of course it's Dr. Wily. Why wouldn't it be Dr. Wily? It's a Mega Man game. Of course Dr. Wily's the villain. I mean, you had Mega Man 3, or Mega Man 4 with Dr. Cossack, but it was actually Dr. Wily. And Mega Man 5 with Proto Man, but it was actually Dr. Wily. And Mega Man 6 where it was Mr. X, but it was also actually Dr. Wily. Turn on auto heal, and then... spoilers, I'm using an emulator. Anyway, we're gonna turn this on because this is the amalgamation of the two big actually all three bosses in this stage, and this is a pretty cool fight if you know what you're doing. However, if you don't know what you're doing, then this is gonna be a rough fight. It's fine. He's weak to the Wave Burner, and it does a pretty good amount of damage to him. So now I'm just going to use the Lightning Bolt to clear out those projectiles. There are a lot of attacks that don't deal any damage to him. And then you got the Remote Mine to take out this thing, but it's significantly easier to take it out this time because it's not moving up and down and you're not juggling yourself between two platforms that are... lots of platforms that are trying to kill you every 5 seconds. I think it's generally better to use the Wave Burner to take out these things. However, it can be annoying when if you jump down from this platform because yeah, those things can be annoying. I think next time I'll just use the Lightning Bolt on them. Okay, I probably should also listen to the audio cues for that attack, because with that attack you just kinda gotta move yourself underneath the platform. Pretty poor job of fighting this guy. But yeah, you just kinda gotta hide under the platform. Sorry if I'm pausing it up, but that's just because of the whole reaction time thing. Okay, I think, yeah, I can see where he's doing the attack. So if I can see that he's doing the attack ahead of time, I'm gonna turn on defense. And then once I get low enough, I'm gonna turn on critical attack. Okay, I'm gonna turn on critical attack. I might die here. Just because that attack is really annoying. On the bright side, the wave burner is gonna be really good at beating those things. And all of my attacks are gonna do tons of damage to him, which is really nice. Assuming I live. That's always the if. It's if and you live, and if you live to tell the tale, then you can brag about how well you're doing and how good your stances were, but first things first, you gotta live. And right now, it's looking okay for our prospects of living, but and I just keep missing with that charge shot, and that's what's screwing me over, is because that deals a pretty good. Oh wow, that was a lot of damage. Yeah, he is really weak to the wave burner, but you can only really use it there. And it does a lot of damage, and then is critical attack a fixed rate of increase, or is it a %? I don't know, but either way, that was awesome. Anyway, that was King Stage 2, and that lasted like 15 minutes. Anyway, we're gonna buy... Actually, we're not gonna buy anything. We have 8 extra lives, and I think it's time to go put Dr. Wily in his place. I also like this stage theme, too. Although I like it better, once again, on the Game Boy Advance version. Here also, you're gonna wanna switch to your increased attack power thing. I'm gonna fill up Lightning Bolt once. And then I'm just gonna see what the energy equalizer does for the others too, because it's rematch time. However, it's more of the Mega Man 1 style, but not really. Because you fight all of them in a fixed order, but it's all throughout one stage. So you don't have the gauntlet where you fight all 8 at once in whatever order you want. It's much more contained than that. And I like it this way, at least for this game, when it comes to this game. Especially, mostly I like all these bosses and boss thieves and all that. And once he's below half health, now you can actually see the fact that he's weak to the lightning bolt, and he's actually zapped. He looks so scared when you hit him with the lightning bolt. And then there's this, oh no, you've killed me animation. And then welcome back to the reappearing, disappearing block puzzles. However, I would much rather ignore them. Now, the evil thing about this reappearing, disappearing block puzzle is that, you see, this time, 2 of the platforms don't spawn, and one of them is the one that you need to jump off of to get up there, and that is just mean. I'm gonna wait and make sure I'm observing this right. Okay. There we go. Alright, copy. There we go. Who's next? I'm just gonna keep on defense. I think it's Astro Man. Yes, it's Astro Man. Alright, let's whip out the magic card. 3, 2, 1. Relatively simple fight when you're using the magic card, because once again you don't have to worry about his invincibility. and it makes it way easier to, because of the stun. He looks so scared. This kind of fits with his Mega Man 8 personality where, I don't remember exactly what it says because it's kind of unclear, but it's when you hit him with his weakness, which is the Surge Strike, he says something like, "That's what happens, I can't take it anymore." And just kind of the voice that fits with, that works with him, kind of fits that animation, with him being all scared, and I think that's the same animation from Mega Man 8. And I think that kind of fits, but I also still kind of like to think of his personality slightly differently in this game. And, wow, that dealt a lot of damage to me. Just him in general. Now, this is a pretty good grinding spot. Turn on Super Recover. Once again, Emulator. And I'm really getting some bad pickups here. Anyway, you just have to use the ice wall here. It's a fact of life, the ice wall is like this game's transportation weapon that they're gonna make you use a lot. I'm not gonna bother with that extra life because I've died a lot trying to get that extra life. I believe next up is Dynamo Man. Yes, it is Dynamo Man. Alright, round 2 Dynamo Man. I'm gonna turn on defense. I went a pretty decent amount of time without getting hit in this fight. I'd say that's pretty impressive. Wouldn't you think? Come on, humor me. Tell me in the comments if you thought that was impressive. It's probably not all that impressive, and I'm missing. And I'm almost out of magic card. That's just great. And I'm now failing at this fight. Kind of gotta get used to his pattern, and I'm just gonna I can definitely see why people get really annoyed at that, because it's basically turning back the progress that they've made during the fight. However, it does make the fight really interesting because of how it forces you to think in different ways of, like, you have to react to it and you have to be able to deal with it once it happens. There we go. I love that his helmet thing just kind of, and then it explodes, and then he explodes, and then I probably made it clear enough that I like those animations after you hit the boss. I think those started up in Mega Man 7, where they actually had animations instead of just the Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 2 thing, and I really should have changed what I had on for that. I'm just gonna keep defense on, and I'm gonna switch to Wave Runner because, of course, we're underwater. Next up is gonna be Pirate Man. And I like this. You kind of got a weird map. It's kind of like a map of the US, sort of, except not really. And sometimes I'm not that great at this fight. It's not that bad of a fight though. It's just the remote mine's gonna be kind of annoying. There we go. He doesn't have quite as impressive of a "you killed me" animation as the others, but it's still pretty nice, I guess. And for some reason, whenever I'm here, I always forget that you have the magic card, and that you can just use that to get this instead of risking your tail for life trying to push the thing away with the wave burner and sliding and getting hit by the spiky thing that isn't instant death but is still pretty annoying. Double KO. Alright, who's next? I think next up is Ground Man. No, it's Burner Man. Wonderful. Alright, this is gonna be fun. I need to turn on defense for this. No, not that. Oh, Burner Man, you are quite a thing. You are quite the challenge. Oh, sweet! Oh, that is awesome. I don't think I've done that before. I've seen a task in this game do that, but if you have perfect timing, you can get Burner Man twice in a row with the ice wall, and you can push him into spikes twice, and that'll deal so much damage to him. And that was awesome that I just got that, and I am about to die. But I just died. I think this is like the first or second time I've died in King's Castle. That's just great. It's like all those times I went, like I didn't die during the King Jet Robo, I didn't die during, I don't think I died during the King Giant Tank thing. Actually, I don't think I died at all during King Stage 2, and then I died at this thing. It's like just wonderful. I mean, this is kind of an annoying thing, and it's just, you kind of gotta deal with it, and it's just hopping around, blowing stuff up, and you can't really know where it was, and I didn't have the super healing on when I first got in, so I didn't heal as much with this stuff as I could have. So, it's a lot of stuff that's my fault, and then partially the game just being kind of annoying. But there's not too much of the game just being annoying. And, okay, that was a pretty good jump. But next, I believe this one is Ground Man. Man, those heals are really helping me get all of my... No, this is Magic Man. Why do I always forget the order of these things? Probably because it's not like a set order, it's pretty easy to forget how all of that works. Magic Man can be pretty unpredictable, however, just kind of be quick on your toes, and he's not that bad. More magic card. Switch back. Actually, remember to switch back to this, so it can be useful. And then, yeah, this is respawning enemies. Another grinding spot. And then this is another. I guess anytime you see the railing in front of the ground, you know there's gonna be. The floor is gonna be fake. It's fake right there. Is it fake a second time? Yes, it is fake a second time. I'm sure if you're base, you can just kind of double jump your way back out of that. Okay, no! Ah! Okay, I need to stop using the ice wall here and just kind of jump. There we go. Here's Ground Man. This is what Ground Man actually is. Nope, he did not unburrow where I thought he was going to. That happens. Ground Man, you're very random with how much you're going to burrow. What direction exactly you're going to burrow into. But not too bad, and Ground Man is down. I wish that they dropped big energy pickups, like they did in basically every game that isn't this game and Mega Man 1. I guess this game takes a lot of things from Mega Man 1. It takes the bosses have the slight delay after you killed them before the explosion comes out. The pickups respawn after you die, and bosses don't drop pickups when you kill them. Oh, that was close. This room is kind of annoying. I usually do for this guy. Oh, sweet, that was. I'm gonna fill up my health before I fight Tank. And nope, I didn't select it. I'm gonna fill up my health before I fight Tank Man, just because you saw what happened last time with Tank Man, and I forgot to switch the thing that I was on. I'll do that. Right real quick. Hi, Tengu Man. I'll try not to die to you this time. See, if you can just get him into a good pattern with this, then if you can get him into a good pattern where you can hit him with the biggest drill, then he is an absolute cakewalk. However, if you were like me and you just completely messed up everything against him, then he can be quite annoying. Alright, I think here I'm gonna switch to defense again, and right up here is just charge shots for the first part of the fight. There is a trick you can use to use like a remote mine with a really complicated setup to one-shot the second form of this boss. I've never been able to do it, and it's just kind of rough, and I don't think I'd ever really be able to do it. I forgot he had that projectile attack. It's basically Wily Machine 8, but in Mega Man in base form, and I think this is a thing that you use to... No, it's not a thing that you use the remote mine on. I forgot what you were supposed to do to get rid of that thing. Are you just supposed to shoot it a lot? Because this is where the fight really begins, where it really picks up and gets tough. I love that sound effect though. However, these attacks can be quite a pain to dodge. Alright, I think I'm in critical attack mode. But first, I'm gonna use Eddie. Thanks, Eddie. Let's try this again. Thanks again, Eddie. You're being very helpful right now. Does lightning bolt work on these things? Yes, it does. Okay. That's pretty good. There we go. That's what I was looking for. And now to put defense back on. I'm sure the pausing is probably getting annoying for viewers, but it's what I have to do to operate and function in this game sometimes against these bosses, because it helps me be able to react fast enough. I love being able to switch between the weapons with the shoulder buttons, but sometimes it's not every place and time is good for it. It's useful when it's useful, and it's not useful when it's not useful. Rowan Mithril has not done perfect runs of the King stages. I feel bad for him if he eventually gets around to it, because this is going to be an absolute pain, and I'm about to... Oh, shoot. Oh, that was just terrible. I was so close. And now I'm out of Eddie. Just... I'm going to have to be better this time. once you get used to this first phase, it's really not that bad. You just gotta be ready for him to slide at a moment's notice, or to slide at a moment's notice. And there we go, first phase down. Now it's time for the real fun to begin once again. I really should use the lightning bolt, and I never used that one because it makes it significantly easier to dodge. However, all of the others I am not nearly as good at dodging. He is weak to the magic card, but I generally prefer to use the Mega Buster on him, except as base. As base, I prefer to use the magic card because it deals more damage than... I think it even does more damage than the Super Base Buster, but I'm not sure. We'll get around to that when I play as base. And I'm probably going to do a base playthrough of this game too. Just because it's not the full experience of the game without playing as base. Gotta get the whole thing, the whole enchilada of the experience of playing this game. Oh, nice. Take that, Dr. Wily. I beat you without even, like, aiming at you with that lightning bolt, and it's like, zap, 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 and then it just explodes. I like this credits theme. It's really nice. And it evokes slightly different feelings on the GBA version because there's slight differences in instrumentation, mostly at the end. Where it's like one of the instruments, it kind of echoes a bit in the GBA version, but it doesn't in this, and I like it better with the echo. I gotta stop comparing this game to the GBA version. Anyway, Mega Man feels bad because he didn't get to save King, but Vol shows him a letter with King's seal on it, and King survived. But you can't tell exactly what's going on because it's all in Japanese. Maybe I should just let you listen to this great end credits theme. I think I'll do that. I'm looking at my recording time right now and I see 48 minutes and... oh, maybe I should have split this up into 2 videos. This is going to be fun to edit, though I probably won't do as much editing because it's kind of harder to compare these to the Wily stages in Mega Man 8 because I don't think they share them nearly as much. 51 CDs. You can definitely see that I was collecting a lot of them off screen. Now the part that I was talking about with the different instrumentation, it doesn't really come on during Mega Man's ending because Mega Man's ending is a lot shorter, but Base's ending is significantly longer and it gets to this part. It just kind of has that feeling of kind of spite a little bit, mostly with Base's ending. It's like wondering what more is there to do, and then it just cuts out of the credits. You don't even get to listen to the whole thing unless you play as Base. More encouragement to play as Base, which I will probably be doing at a later point. Anyway, this has been Metroid Nerd number 9001, and this was Mega Man and Base. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.